Yo, everybody, I want to talk about and just rant on how your wife is not your buddy, because we get a lot of comments being really bitter at women for not being able to, not being able to listen, and they have to listen to her problems. She doesn't listen to his problems. And I get all that, and there's a reason for all that. But it's very important to understand that your wife is not capable of carrying the same burdens that you are. She's not built for it in the same way that you are. So if you're expecting your wife to carry burdens in the same way that you carry her burdens, you're going to be disappointed. You're going to be bitter. And you're going to place things on her that's going to make her want to shield herself from you, shield her feelings from you. And then you're going to get this shielded wife, this like hard masculine wife where there's always this wall between the two of you. So I was at this amazing conference over the weekend, Man in the Arena, hosted by just a bunch of stellar human beings, kind of headed up by Garrett J. White. But there's guys from like 15 different companies, coaching companies, and it was amazing to be around men. And it just really reminded me how important it is for guys to have men around them, right? Men are very, very different. There was all these men there that were working on themselves, working on self-development, processing their insecurities, trying to level up in their faith, in their family, in their finances, in every category. And men need other men. We need a tribe, right? We need guys that we can actually share things with, who can handle the same burdens that we handle, because all of us as men have this darkness inside of us, right? It's part of being a man, of doing battle every day as a man, of trying to take care of your wife, of your family, of your finances, your career, your business, your house, whatever it is. This is a lot, and we want to be able to share that. And a lot of us, since we don't have bros, we don't have buddies, we don't have a tribe, we end up trying to dump that on our wife all the time. And we get unhappy when she doesn't receive it well, because we're like, hey, I listen to you bitch all the time. I listen to you complain about all these things that are really surface issues sometimes that don't matter. And yet when I try to share my burdens with you, you get angry, you get dark, you seem to get upset with me. And there is a place to share with your wife, obviously, but you can't expect her to be able to carry burdens in the same way that you do. She is not built for it. Emotionally, hormonally, physically, men are beasts of burden in a different way. And if you're in this relationship where you're trying to unload emotionally on your wife, or share too much of your burden, or share the wrong parts of your burden with your wife, she's going to have to tap into that part of her that's strong, that can handle darkness, that can handle burdens, and that's going to be that masculine, hard part of herself. She's going to have to put up something to protect herself emotionally, and then you're going to be relating to her through that shield that she's put up, right? So you're going to be hitting that masculine, less nurturing, less soft, less affectionate part of her. And you can complain about how women are not men and how you wish your wife was more like a man, or what you can do is accept that that is reality. And if you want a soft, supporting, nurturing partner in your wife, then you have to have a different relationship with her than she has with you. And part of that is carrying more burdens. And the way to solve that is friends, male friends, your boys, the guys you ride with, the guys on your team, the guys you do jiu-jitsu with, like whatever it is. And the problem is we live in such an atomized society that a lot of men are very alone. And when you're alone and you're facing a tough time in your marriage, or things are breaking down in some other way in your life, you want to share that with somebody, right? And oftentimes we'll go to our wife, and it's important to understand that you can share with your wife, but if you're dumping your burdens on her, if you just can't handle it, so you're trying to put some of it on her, she's not going to be the soft, feminine, receptive wife that you want her to be. She's just not. They're not built for it in the same way that we are. And so find some friends. And if your buddies do not have high standards, if they do not have integrity like you do, if they are not moral in the same way, or they don't share your values, if they're not trying to become better men and they're comfortable just going out and having a bunch of beers and shit talking their wife, and doing whatever else that is not good and not healthy and not aligned with the future that you want, find new friends. It doesn't mean you stop talking to your old friends. Maybe you should. But what it means is you have to have at least some other men who are aligned with a better version of themselves, with a better future, so that you can come along beside them and you can share the burdens that you carry in your marriage, in trying to better your career, in trying to better your finances, in trying to get more fit, all these things that we carry as men. So find those men. You can find them in so many different places. You can reach out to guys you haven't spoken to in 10 years. You can join a men's group. Join my programs. We have an incredible group of men. And there are many guys in my program who have been here for 6 months and a year, and they consider some of the other guys in the program their best friends, right? Because these are the guys, unlike their friends that they may be known for 20 years, some of them, these are the guys in this program that they've shared their deepest, darkest pain with. They've let them see the darkness. They've let them see the burdens that they're carrying. And that forges a brotherhood that's very hard to replicate if all you do is golf together, right? Because we know men don't really talk a lot when we're golfing. So if you don't have friends, buy some. Join a program. Join my program. Join one of Garrett J. White's Wake Up Warrior programs. Join any coaching program online that you feel like the leader of that program resonates with you on a personality level, on a values level. If that person is living or pursuing the life that you want to lead, join a program like that and get to know other men who are working towards the same goals as you. It's amazing how good it feels to know that there's other men I can share my darkness with, and it doesn't topple them over. It doesn't collapse them. They're there for it because they have their own darkness inside of them. They can push back. They're men. It's very hard to overestimate how important it is to have men like this in your life, because your wife is not your buddy. She might be your best friend. She's not your bro. And you need to have men like that in order to experience what it is to be a man fully, in order to carry those burdens, in order to survive the darkness that all of us have inside of our hearts as men. So again, so just a reminder, spend time around quality men who are going amazing places, who want to better themselves in every category of their life. Find those men. If they're not easy to find, buy friends. Join a program like mine, like so many other coaches, and meet other men who are trying to be the man that you're trying to be. And watch how things shift, and watch how you don't emotionally dump on your wife in the same way. Watch how you recognize, oh, that's actually not her role. Her role is not to carry the burden of the darkness that most men have to carry. And when you stop putting that on your wife and you start sharing it with your buddies who can handle it, you will begin to get a softer, more affectionate, more appreciative, more nurturing, more sexually connected wife. And those are all things that we want. So go find some friggin' men. All of us absolutely need it. Join your jiu-jitsu gym. Go to a social club. Get to know guys at your gym, guys at your church, whatever it is. Find those men, because you need that. And that's what I got for my rant today.